I used to advertise my rental properties and then let everyone that was interested come and view that property. I figured the more people came to view my properties, the more I would have to choose from for a good tenant. Why was this a bad idea? Because a lot of people will come and see your rental that you do not want to be there. You're going to have dummies, scammers, and squatters. First of all, if you stick around to a little bit later in this video, I'm going to do a reenactment of a dummy. Secondly, you're going to have scammers. They're going to come in and take pictures of your property. Maybe they'll take a video, and then they're going to go home and advertise that property somewhere else and scam people out of money. And then you're also going to have squatters, and this happens more toward the end of later in the fall or closer to winter. People are just looking for a place to break into, so they want to come and check it out first of all, make sure it's vacant, then they come back later on and break in. And this is why you want to pre-screen your applicants. So with pre-screening, first of all, the applicant has to pay. So this is going to roll out anyone that's really not serious, maybe those that are just shopping around. It's also going to roll out anyone that probably has something that a background check is going to catch. They also have to show proof of income. You've invested thousands of dollars into this investment property, so you want to make sure that the person coming in there can afford to live there, and you're going to get the return from that investment. And you can use the information in their application to confirm information. I had an applicant one time that looked pretty good on paper. They had proof of income for several months, but when I examined their application, I found out that they used a second phone number of theirs. They put in their employer contact number. I found this out because I have a screening system that I designed specifically for screening tenants. And I'm actually in the process of creating an online course for this screening system that I have. So stay tuned for more information about that in my future videos. But I used this screening system to back check their phone number, and that's where I found out that it led back to the applicant. So I looked up the business's phone number and called them, and it turns out that this person was just laid off. So suffice it to say, you want to pre-screen your tenants before you allow them to come and view the property. So I was showing one of my properties in Akron, and a young lady came to view it, and she was supposed to be renting by herself, and she brought a gentleman with her. Many times someone will come with someone else, either for protection or maybe just a second opinion on the property, for whatever reason. There's nothing wrong with this. But I noticed right away from this gentleman's conversation that he was going to be hanging out there. I was in the middle of talking to the young lady. She was asking some questions, and typical questions, and the gentleman walks up to me and says, "Where's the basement?" I told him that this was a slab foundation and it does not have a basement. He turned around, he went back over, and he was looking around in the bedroom, I think. And I continued talking with this young lady for maybe 30 seconds or so, a little bit longer. And the gentleman comes back up to me and says, "Where's the basement?" The second time. And so I again had to tell him that the house has no basement. And at this point, I looked over at the lady, and she kind of gave a little eye roll, because she knew that something was kind of goofy with this guy. So anyway, and this was who she brought. So anyway, I continued talking with this young lady, and after a minute or so longer, we were talking about different things in the property, and then the gentleman came up and asked, "Yo, is there a basement?" I think this is the exact face that I made. I couldn't think of what to say. The lady just walked into the other room. I felt like pointing to the back door and seeing what what would happen if he walked outside of the backyard? That's kind of what I felt, because this was a dummy. This was someone that you do not want in your property. There's something wrong with him. So yes, I pre-screen all of my tenants now. This screens out the dummies, the squatters, and the scammers. Now, if you'd like to learn more about my business systems, check out this playlist right here.